Cyber attacks are getting faster. I mean, a lot faster. Today, we're going to break down a new report that reveals just how fast they become, and maybe more importantly, why the biggest threats out there might not be what you think. Let's get right into it.
So, first off, I want you to just think about this for a second. When a cyber criminal actually breaches a network, how long do you think they need before they start making off with your data? A day? Maybe a few hours?
The answer for the fastest attacks we're seeing today is just 72 minutes. Yeah, that's from the very first alert to the first piece of data being stolen. This speed, which is a fourfold increase from just the year before, is changing literally everything for defenders.
So what's behind this insane acceleration? Well, the report points to a whole new threat landscape, and we're going to focus on the powerful trends that are completely reshaping this battlefield. The report highlights 4 key trends. You've got AI acting as a force multiplier, identity becoming the new front door, expanding supply chain risk, and of course, evolving nation-state tactics. Now, while all of those are critical, the first two, AI and identity, they're so intertwined and so foundational that we're going to put our focus right there, because they are the real engine driving this new speed.
All right, let's start with AI. Now, it's not some magic easy button for hackers, but what it is a massive friction reducer. It's fundamentally changing the entire economics of cybercrime. And this is really the core issue. AI lowers the barrier to entry. It gives actors with, frankly, less skill the tools to create really persuasive phishing emails or generate malicious code. It effectively turns amateurs into totally credible threats.
The report shares this one incredible story that just perfectly illustrates this point. An attacker stole a bunch of data, but then had no idea what to do next. So what did they do? They just asked a large language model to write them an extortion script. The AI didn't make them a genius, but it made them sound professional enough to be really, really dangerous.
Okay, so let's move on to that second major trend and see how this all builds. In our modern world, with cloud services and remote work everywhere, attackers aren't trying to break down the castle walls anymore. Nope, they're just walking right through the front door.
This concept of identity as the perimeter is absolutely crucial to understand. Security is no longer about guarding the network. It's about guarding the keys, the credentials for every single user, every machine, and every service. Attackers are, for all intents and purposes, simply logging in.
And the data, it completely backs this up. Just look at how attackers are getting in. It's not about finding some secret software bug anymore. It is overwhelmingly about tricking people or just using stolen credentials. They are attacking the person, not just the machine. In fact, if there's one key statistic from this entire report, this is it. Identity weaknesses played a material role in nearly 9 out of 10 investigations. So the point is, if you don't secure identity, you're basically just leaving the front door wide open. Now, with all this talk of AI-powered attackers and sophisticated identity theft, you might be thinking, well, defense is impossible. But here's the thing. The report reveals this fascinating twist. The real reason most breaches succeed is actually much simpler.
The startling truth is that over 90% of breaches succeed not because of some unstoppable super hacker, but because of preventable mistakes. Yeah. We're talking about simple security misconfigurations, forgotten user accounts, or just inconsistent policies. The basics. And this reframes the entire problem, doesn't it? It shifts the narrative from one of fear to one of empowerment. The single most important conclusion from the report is that security is solvable. Okay, so if security is solvable, what does the solution actually look like? Well, the report lays out a really clear framework for building a truly resilient defense.
It all boils down to 3 core principles. First, you have to empower your response team to be just as fast as the attackers. Second, you have to adopt a mindset of zero trust to contain them. And third, you absolutely must harden that front door itself, your identity.
Remember that 72-minute attack? You can't fight that with humans alone. To respond at machine speed, you need to bring all your security data into one place, use your own AI to find the real threats and all that noise, and crucially, automate your response to contain them in minutes, not hours.
Zero trust pretty much flips the old model on its head. Instead of having a trusted inside and an untrusted outside, you trust nothing. You continuously verify everyone and everything, you give accounts only the absolute minimum permissions they need, and you inspect all the traffic. This is also how you defend against supply chain risk, by assuming even your trusted partners could be compromised. And finally, since identity is the new front door, you have to reinforce the locks.
This means using strong, phishing-resistant multi-factor authentication. It means getting rid of permanent admin keys and instead granting access only when it's absolutely needed. And it means keeping track of every single identity, because this is the #1 target for everyone from cybercriminals to those stealthy nation-state actors.
So, look, the ultimate takeaway from this whole report isn't fear, it's focus. Attackers are getting faster and smarter, for sure, but they succeed by exploiting preventable gaps. The report makes it absolutely clear that security is a solvable problem. So the only question left is yours?